He met with every single contractor to ensure that work will be done for the opening of the new school year. Minister Lloyd also noted that if anything is left undone by Monday, it will only be minor, therefore enabling students to enter the classrooms. Also making news first at 6 this Thursday, an overnight joint law enforcement operation yielding significant results. If you were awakened early this morning by loud engine sounds and bright lights from the sky, we can confirm that was the result of a joint operation called Operation Recoil that was conducted by the Royal Bahamas Police and Defense Forces and U.S. law enforcement officials here in New Providence. The Royal Bahamas Police Force confirmed that an adult male was arrested at his Matthew Street home after officers discovered a quantity of suspected marijuana. An adult male of Southwest Ridge was arrested at his home after a search uncovered a quantity of suspected marijuana and a large sum of cash. 2 females and an adult male were taken into custody while at their home on Winders Terrace after a search produced a quantity of suspected marijuana. An adult male and female of Step Street, Fox Hill were also taken into custody after they were found in possession of a quantity of suspected marijuana. And 14 adult men who are known to police as prolific offenders were taken into custody in connection with various criminal offenses. We'll have the police force's top cop in charge of this operation provide more details in the Bahamas Tonight, the national report at 7. Police Fire Division officers continuing investigations into a blaze at a large warehouse at the Soldier Road Industrial Park last night. 4 units were called to that scene. Director of the Police Fire Services, Chief Superintendent Walter Evans, told us what officers met when they arrived there.
Just after 11 p.m. this evening, the Police Fire Services had received a report of a warehouse fire located at the industrial park opposite the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute, just off Old Trail Road, which is just at the northern end of the cemetery. Upon arrival, units met flames coming from the roof section of a single-story metal structure, and officers were able to control the fire and to stop the fire from spreading to the neighboring companies.
Chief Superintendent Evans also confirmed that the burnt structure is the property of Bahamas Foam Products and BumperTech. He said the entire building and its contents were destroyed.
This building, as we've indicated, is a metal structure and has sustained severe heat. And there was a portion of the structure which had collapsed. That is the eastern portion. And for the officers, safety officers were able to make an exterior attack. At this point, the cause of the fire has not been determined and an investigation has been launched. There were 4 emergency units which had responded to the scene of this fire.
Well, police officers are always in need of additional equipment, from weapons to vehicles, to effectively perform their duties as well as police the streets. Executive Chairman of the Police Staff Association, Sonny Miller, says he believes the law enforcement agency is well on its way to getting all that it needs. Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames, previously noted that the government is investing millions in technology for police officers with the introduction of body cams and other equipment, as well as additional vehicles that have been ordered. Miller says it's a matter that the association has already discussed with the relevant authorities.
Equipment-wise, we have spoken, we had had conversation with the minister as well as the commissioner of police. The equipment wood equipments in here are well on the way. As far as vehicles, computers, everything, we're gradually moving into that era where almost everything is here. So we don't have any complaints on that side of it, or we don't have that much major complaints on that side of it. So we're moving forward, and we're giving the people the best service that they deserve.
Defense Force Marines rescued 4 crew members of a sinking vessel in waters off the north coast of New Providence last night. Shortly after receiving a distress call around 8:30 p.m., the Defense Force's Harbor Patrol Unit's Safe Response Boat discovered the disabled vessel approximately 2 nautical miles northwest of Sandals Key. The 4 men were found on the stern of the partially submerged 70-foot catamaran. A Defense Force release confirmed that apart from being a little exhausted, the men, which comprised 2 Bahamians and 2 Americans, were in fair health and subsequently taken to the Harbor Patrol Unit where they were provided medical attention. After conducting an initial investigation, Defense Force officials released the men. Still to come, we've got an update on a story of a family of 4 that needed your help. We're just getting started here first at 6. We'll see you on the next side of the break.
You can count on me. Just call me and I'll come.
My first memory of music would have been a performance when everyone was singing the song. The song was drop down and come up slow, and everyone in the crowd was singing. I was amazed. I was in shock.
I did not always want to be a performer, you know. I actually wanted to be a doctor. And when I was on my way to med school, I had this whole epiphany, and I went to Berklee College of Music, and that's when I made the switch.
If I weren't singing, I'd be singing. I love track and field.
Many different things inspire me. You know, it isn't anything specific. It's just, you know, just enjoying the environment. And that's what I think music should be about, being free.
Tap of a button, I'm able to get in contact with persons all the way across the world. Technology acts as that bridge that keeps me connected.
BTC in one word, I would have to say clutch.
Connected. Family.
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 Every day, every day, every day.
Get ready! Commonwealth Bank wants to make this your best summer ever. Get the loan you need at a special discount this summer only. Cash for your best vacation, best laughs, best memories. And want to know the best part? You could win a trip for 4. So don't wait. The discount ends soon. Talk to us today about your best summer ever loan. Approval is fast and easy. Conditions apply.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
Thanks so much for staying with us. The University of the Bahamas launched its new Hawk signal, designed to help students while crossing the street. The signal was installed by the Ministry of Works to improve student safety, and it's a common feature on busy university campuses throughout the United States. The high-intensity signal came as a result of several accidents involving students crossing University Drive. Deputy Director of the Ministry of Works, Damian Francis, says one occurred in January when a pedestrian was struck by a vehicle.
When the pedestrian approaches the crossing, they press the button, they wait for around 10 seconds, and they'll see a white hand come up. Once the white hand comes up, they still have to look around to make sure the way is clear and it's safe to cross, and they proceed to cross. There is then, after 10 seconds, a countdown on the signal that they see, and after that countdown, we'll see it going from 10 to 0. They should be aware that they don't start crossing after that countdown starts.
Minister of Works, the Honorable Desmond Bannister, encourages students to follow the instructions, and he also appeals to motorists to be cautious when driving in the area.
The second thing is to our drivers. Let's appreciate that we are in a university zone. There are lots of young people here who are busy trying to get to classes. And you know, lecturers are very impatient about people who are late. They're trying to get to classes, and they may forget from time to time. So let's be very careful. Let's look out for them, because they are the future of this country.
The area of Beatrice Avenue and Prince Charles Drive is reportedly accident-prone. And according to officers of the Police Traffic Division, it's primarily a result of motorists running the red light or speeding through the yellow light. Sergeant Crestania Johnson implores motorists to break this dangerous habit.
Some persons take for granted the short time that it takes for the light to change. But if the light is on yellow, it is a common practice for us to, when the light is on yellow, to misjudge and we say, okay, let's try to beat this light. That is a dangerous practice. We want to discourage that act totally. We say if you're on that light and the light turns yellow, we ask you to slow down or prepare to stop. That light does not mean that you speed up and it's time to just dash out of the way. We ask you to stop.
Now, apart from running the lights, motorists may not realize that driving over the white line is also just as bad, and they're in fact breaking the law as it puts your vehicle in a dangerous spot. Sergeant Johnson urges motorists to be careful, especially when traveling in this area.
This thoroughfare produces some of the most extensive damages to vehicles as it pertains to accidents, and persons are injured. They're really injured badly in this area. So we're asking persons, especially the Prince Charles and Beatrice Avenue intersection, to please, number 1, slow down. Number 2, obey the traffic control light. Number 3, plan your route ahead. We understand that persons speed and persons try to rush when you're late. So we ask you again to plan your route ahead. This is a very important factor, and we're pleading with the general public to abide by the rules of the road.
Also making news tonight, members of the Mecca Grand Lodge donated several school items, including pens, pencils, rulers, and books to the Mother Pratt Foundation this morning to ease the burden of getting children ready for the new academic year. Founder Cynthia Mother Pratt expressed gratitude for the donation and shared what this means to the inner city she lives in.
We have so many parents that have come here to the Mother Pratt Foundation, which was newly formed, for clothes, for shoes, for books, for whatever we have, because many persons are unemployed. Children are going back to school. School fees are to be paid, because some of our government schools, they need registration fee. That's a fee. And so many parents do not have it. They don't have the books, they don't have the pencils. And what they have done today, this will go a long way to many mothers, because in this area we have a lot of single mothers with 3, 4, 5 children, and they're all going back to school. They don't have any jobs, and so where do they look? They come where they believe they can get help.
The Lodge's Grandmaster Basil Damianos and Charity Committee Chair Miska Clark reveal why they chose to give to the Mother Pratt Foundation.
We came here today to present to the Mother Pratt Foundation school items, bags, pens, pencils, books, to assist the needy persons in this area. We realize today that our fraternities are not in sight, so we're trying to bring some light.
After working with Mother Pratt for quite a while, we've built up a rapport with her, and we know that she really has the neighborhood and the community at large at heart, and we thought that this would be a way that we could touch her so that she could touch more persons that we are able to touch to give them what's needed during this time of year.
Now to this follow-up. Remember the story of that mother of 4 living in deplorable conditions with no water and electricity in a 2-bedroom home off Cowpen Road and no school supplies and other essentials to send her children back to school with? Well, today we can tell you that there has been an outpouring of support by the public to this family. Stacy Sands says she is overwhelmed by the support she has received from Bahamians across New Providence and thank them for their generous donations.
I want to say thank you to the Almighty God for touching the hearts of the Bahamian people. I mean, I'm still taken aback even as I speak with you just now. I really couldn't fathom the thought to think that persons would have responded to my family the way they have. As you can see just behind me, you know, and I'm still receiving calls.
Well, that does it for National News First at 6. Stay tuned, though. Amajal Knowles is next with sports.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
What would you do with your part of $50,000 in cash and prizes? Show your KFC bucket love and get a chance to win your part of $50,000 in cash and prizes. Display your bucket love sticker for a chance to win. You could be one of 10 gold ticket winners with a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize and get started on your bucket list. Stick it to win today. Bucket love. KFC Nassau. It's finger licking good.
Debit card, you can be in the know right now. Turn on notifications for your Visa card from CIBC First Caribbean, and you will know every time your card is used. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Mamas. I'm Mama John, the host of your ZNS Total Sports. Well, day one of the Diamond League Finals over in Zurich, Germany. And Team Mom is getting off to a rough start as local track and field superstar Stephen Gardner coming up short in the men's 400-meter final. Gardner, who was the projected favorite to win the race, pulled up after what seemed to be an injury. More details in our 7 p.m. newscast. To the wire as the Chances Mighty Mitts took on the CNS Hitmen. It was a very emotionally charged game as the underdog Chances had a commanding 3-run lead at the top of the fourth, but it died seeming to turn at the bottom of the fourth when the Hitman showed some championship pedigree, going 5 runs to take a 2-run lead. Ultimately, the game came down to the final play as Hitman won on a walk-off single in the bottom of the 7th with the bases loaded and 2 outs to secure the 14-13 victory. More details on the second game in our 7 p.m. newscast. And a local gymnastic prodigy seeking to make history by becoming the first Bahamian to compete in the event at the Olympics. 14-year-old Sydney Wells is well on her way to making it a possibility, her local coach Trevor Ramsey on the inception.
I've been with Gymnastics from she was about 8 or 9, and she's always showed like a lot of potential. She's always been really passionate about gymnastics, both her and her mom. And her mom has always been very supportive in gymnastics, and that's why we were able to move to the next step of trying to see if we can prepare her to represent the Bahamas in 2020 Olympics. She's always progressed really quickly in classes. She's always been a consistent gymnast as far as attendance, consistent as far as her training. And so she was a really good candidate.
As for the budding superstar herself on what that accomplishment would mean for her.
Well, hopefully in 2 years when you have the 2020 Tokyo Games, hopefully I can compete and be the first Bahamian gymnast at the Olympic Games.
What would that mean for you being the first Bahamian gymnast?
I mean, it's just crazy that I'm the one making history. It'll be insane.
And the Popcorn Super and Senior Bowling Championships recently wrapped up, and Kayla Nixon was one of the competitors representing the Bahamas in the competition. She updated us on how the Bahamian contingent fared.
The last day was team. I think the teams bowled well. Our first shift was really, really great. We only lost by a couple of pins because we beat Canada and we beat the United States, at one point. But at the end, I think when we break, the first 3 games was great. The second 3, you had to revamp and oil the lanes again. So, when you take you excited to bowl, but when you take that break and then you have to, start over, I think everything just went down lane. Your fingers get swollen and then you start to miss easy spares and so on and so forth. But, I wouldn't trade it in for nothing else. The experience, bowling takes me around the world. I don't think I would ever get to travel to any of these countries if it wasn't for bowling.
And Caribbean countries becoming a hotbed for basketball talent. These words coming from the head women's basketball coach at Maryland Eastern Shore, Fred Batchelor, says that many Division I coaches such as himself are trying to capitalize on this burgeoning phenomenon.
A program that has done some traveling outside of the country. We just took a foreign tour to Costa Rica, and we're looking forward to building relationships where we can come and do something like that here in the Bahamas, as well as try to introduce that to other programs in our league. That's one of the things that I'm going to be motivated to do when I get back, is talk to my conference, talk to a lot of coaches in our league about the opportunities there are to expose our kids to the Bahamas. And there's a natural correlation in the fact that we are a historical black university, and that the history of this country is a great educational experience for the adults, but more for our students, and giving them an opportunity to have a more well-rounded experience playing basketball.
Now, what are coaches looking for exactly?
The biggest thing we're looking for is potential. Looking to see how we can find someone who may not be ready right now, but in time they will be ready. And if we're fortunate to find somebody right now, that's great. But we know that this is a process, and we're looking forward to building relationships. I think that's the biggest thing about why we're here and while I'm here, is to build relationships with people who will trust you with their kids. And that's not something that you do overnight. So we're optimistic in what we're going to be able to do going forward.
Batchelor says he plans to make his trip an annual visit. That does it for sports. Stay tuned. Check on the weather is up next.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
When school ends, BTC summer vacation begins. That means freedom to switch it up and break a few rules.
I got flying overseas and when she touch down, she not stop call me. And I nothing for me breed, girl. Me want no cute like a Bob Marley. Me fix them.
Freedom to mix and, of course, mingle. Freedom to go wild and take the fun to a whole new level. Join the BTC Summer Vacation for exclusive rewards, cool prizes, and more.
Okay.
BTC, the bigger, better network.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Bartend, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS.
Quick, I on television. I don't have a TV in here.
We have Wi-Fi though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone.
You just have to download the app. All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up and start over again.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss I's a star now. I still gotta pay.
In news from the region, members of the Joint Trade Union Movement of Trinidad and Tobago announced plans for a day of rest and reflection on September 7th as they rallied in support of the oil field workers trade union that's seeking to prevent the state-owned oil company Petrochin from closing its refinery. Petrochin announced Tuesday the closure of its oil refining operations as part of an overall plan to restructure the company that has recorded billions of dollars in losses in recent years. Petrochin officials say the closure will affect 2,600 permanent jobs. 3 Costa Ricans and a Jamaican are in police custody following a major drug bust earlier this week by members of the Jamaican Defense Force Coast Guard. Coast Guard and Jamaica officials seized 70 pounds of the drug after a boat with 4 men capsized south of the Pedro Banks on Tuesday. A small boat was dispatched to rescue the men who were seen waving their hands in distress. Jamaican defense officials further stated that while attempting to rescue the men, they knitted bags, were seen near the capsized vessel. And critics of the U.S. Trump administration's response to the hurricanes that devastated Puerto Rico last year are launching a campaign to mobilize displaced Puerto Rican voters ahead of the midterm elections in the U.S. and also planning demonstrations in New York and Florida to mark the anniversary of Hurricane Maria. Organizers are planning a major protest at U.S. President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida on September 22nd, 2 days after a memorial service and march at Trump Tower in New York City.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, the tropics has become alive. We are now monitoring tropical depression number 6. It's about 360 miles to the east-southeast of the Cape Verde Island, moving toward the west at 9 miles per hour. We expect the depression to shift more towards the west-northwest over the next day or two, picking up in forward speed and intensifying, perhaps becoming a tropical storm by tomorrow. Maximum sustained winds around 35 miles per hour, and we will continue to monitor the system as it moves towards the west. As we go to our satellite map, you can also see a very strong tropical wave out near Puerto Rico, and that's firing up some heavy showers and thunderstorms over Puerto Rico and Hispaniola. All of that weather system is moving toward the west and should be spreading into the southeast Bahamas over the next day or so, and it will also bring some wet weather to the northwest Bahamas over the weekend and the early part of next week. But outside of our studios, we're under mostly cloudy skies. Your temperature 88 degrees, relative humidity at 65%, easterly winds at 10 miles per hour, barometric pressure 1,017.4 millibars. That is 30.01 inches, and it is falling. That's going to do it for your first look at weather. Stay tuned, more weather is still to come.
Thanks so much, Basil. That does it for First at 6. It's time now for a check on stories making news around the northern Bahamas.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Bartend, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS.
Quick, I'm on television. I don't have a TV in here.
We have Wi-Fi though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone.
You just have to download the app. All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up and start over again.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Present check. Besides the star now, I still gotta pay?
What I love most about working for the Bahamas Tonight is that we don't only focus on New Providence, we cover the entire Bahamas. We have a team here in the northern Bahamas that is ready to bring you the stories, the people, and the news that matter to you. From point A to Z, and covering hurricanes to elections and everything in between.
Welcome to the best of sports world.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
The government's ICT summer program coming to a close. Roads in the Western District a major frustration for residents. And a local activist calling for a major change in the country's laws.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news this evening, 50 students making history as they participate in the country's first ICT program designed for 10th grade students. The first part of the 3-year program wrapped up, and students were presented various awards during a recognition ceremony at the Pelican Bay Hotel. Shashina Rowe-Farquharson has more.
The ICT program designed to prepare students for careers in the technology field already yielding good results. During a presentation ceremony, head of the IT department, Anthony Ramtula, noted that by the time the students graduate, they will be certified in a number of ICT areas.
These students completed introductory courses in cybersecurity, the Internet of Things, programming in Python, developing dynamic, responsive modern websites with JavaScript, CSS, and HTML, professional performance and ethics courses. They have also completed their first CompTIA IT Fundamental certification. And some of these courses carried college credits. In fact, the students have earned a total of 9 college credits already.
President of BTVI, Dr. Robert Robertson, says that a total of 5 international entities, 2 from the United States and 3 from the Caribbean, are already looking to use this ICT program as part of their best practice module.
And I think that best practice model is based on the fact that we have a group of wonderful students, and you can tell by the pass rate, which I'm sure will be 100%, right guys? We're keeping an eye on you. But in addition, I have to state as well, I'd like the instructors and Mr. Ramtool and Ms. Cawley to please stand up and acknowledge them for the hard work that they've done in making this a success.
Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Kwesi Thompson, was also on hand for the presentations.
Making you readily employable and having a head start on your tertiary education. And I want to thank also our industry partners for being here today, because they will also see that there is a pool of persons who are trained and ready to go.
Student Kentia Stubbs says the first week she thought the classes would have been a breeze, but by the third week she says she endured many challenges. Stubbs is proud that she has been successful during this past summer term.
Just finishing the 9th grade, I'm being selected for this program to take 5 college courses in 5 weeks. Some may say, wow, how is that possible? And to sit certification exams, knowing that some adults fail on their first try can be nerve-wracking. But I must say, it was easier than I thought, despite the constant complaints. I have gotten mostly A's in every assignment and never below a B. And to top it all off, I received a passing mark on my CompTIA IT Fundamental certification.
The students were then presented with their respective awards. The ICT course is a 3-year program that allows students to earn international certifications as well as be paid a stipend during the summer months. Shashina Wolf-Farquharson, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, the president of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Belinda Wilson, on Grand Bahama to assess the state of public schools as the new school year approaches. We caught up with Wilson late yesterday. She says that she was able to view quite a number of schools, but says one school in the Freeport area appears to be behind schedule.
I had an opportunity also today to visit Walter Parker Primary School, where some work is being done on the school premises, so we were able to meet with the contractor and with the principal and her administrative staff and our shop stewards and one of the engineers that's there working on Walter Parker. So we hope that within another 2 weeks, Walter Parker School will be ready for them to occupy fully.
On the issue of staffing, Wilson says the union is aware of some movement in various schools, but is hoping that schools will be fully staffed come Monday.
I know that the ministry would have hired over 200 teachers for this new school year. I know up to yesterday, some of them were still waiting for letters and geographical posting monies. So hopefully all of this would be sorted out by Friday, so that when the children arrive on Monday, the teachers would be ready to receive them and the schools will be prepared for them.
Tonight, a former local government representative in the West is calling for action in that district. His concern, the state of the roads in the 8 Mile Rock community.
Former Deputy Chief Counselor for West Grand Bahama, Perry Charlton, expressing frustration over what he calls deplorable road conditions in the community. Charlton says that for the past 18 months, the potholes in the community, specifically on Bayshore Road and John Martin Road, continue to get worse.
This is a crossroad for a lot of traffic. The Bayshore Road is a bypass for motorists out of West Grand Bahama to avoid school kids. So that's how important these streets are. And when we look at the potholes, what are overgrown, they ain't potholes no more. it gets on my nerve and it gets on most of the community nerve. That's why I'm here today. This was my baby. I would go to Freecon, I'll get my truck, get asphalt, I patch these holes myself. With another person, we'll pay them. I'll carry the invoice into the office and the board will pay them. But you don't see this under my watch.
Charlton says that another concern is the amount of debris and garbage that litter the streets in 8 Mile Rock. He says that residents are frustrated and calling for results.
We boast that we're the biggest settlement in the Bahamas, but what are we getting for it? We're getting a state-of-the-art 3-story government complex, and what's around it? Rat-infested debris from house repairs, old cars just up here, old stove. I don't know where the old stoves and the fridge just come from. Plenty of money probably down here, I don't know. Old fridge and old stove, old microwave, all side the road. But what is local government doing? I don't know what they're doing.
He says that he believes that representatives from central government, including Member of Parliament for the constituency, Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe, should step in.
The MP now need to get on them the best way they could, or call the Ministry of Local Government, who we don't see. I think the Ministry of Local Government is just a formality to fill some ministry, because they don't come. They don't come in this area. If local government don't work in West Grand Bahama, which is the largest settlement, it ain't gonna work nowhere in the Bahamas.
Now we have a response tonight from the Chief Counselor for West Grand Bahama, Kevin Morris. Morris says that the council is aware of the problem with potholes within the district and notes that with the assistance of the Ministry of Works, they were able to patch some portions of Bayshore Road and other areas a few weeks ago. However, they say they ran out of supplies and weren't able to complete the work. He says that he has been assured by the Ministry of Works that they will soon begin some road paving projects in West Grand Bahama District that will include portions of Bayshore Road in Bartlett Hill. In news from the crime beat, 3 persons arrested for possession of dangerous drugs and cash believed to be the proceeds of illegal activity. Police say shortly after 6 p.m. yesterday, officers of the Drug Enforcement Unit and the Rapid Response Team searched a residence on Redwood Lane where they discovered 3 packages of suspected marijuana with a street value of $8,000 and a large amount of cash in American and Bahamian currency. 3 adult males were taken into custody. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Your chance to get big name appliances at a fraction of the cost
is August 27th to September 1st at Dolly Madison's GE and Whirlpool Appliances.
Scratch and dent sale.
Refrigerators, washers, washer-dryer combos, freezers, microwaves, ranges, all drastically reduced.
At the warehouse at Dolly Madison.
August 27th to September 1st. But hurry!
Let's go, Junior! Let's go!
Come on down.
Hi, welcome to Richie's Calypso, your #1 family-friendly footwear store. We are fully stocked with everything you need and more for the new school year. With school shoes for boys and girls in all sizes, medium and wide width, thigh highs and knee highs in every school color, sports socks, tennis shoes, cleats, ballet and jazz shoes. From tiny tots to high schoolers, we've got you covered. And teachers, we didn't forget you. A comfortable pair is here for you too. So make Richie's Calypso your one-stop shop for all your back-to-school footwear needs.
You can win big with Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box Summer Deal. Not only will you get 2 delicious medium one-topping pizzas, 5 breadsticks, and juicy wings, and a refreshing 2-liter Coke, you get to enter to win a fabulous 7-day Caribbean cruise for 2 with Gateway Travel
on Carnival Cruise Line.
Mom and Dad can use it, and we got money.
Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box Summer Deal can make you a winner. Other prizes also available. Win big.
KMW Battery and Tire Sales is offering oil change special for just $49.99 plus VAT. Includes oil and filter. KMW is located on West Settlers Way. Don't miss this episode of Eye on Health as Dr. Ash and guests discuss the topic Vision Restoration.
You know, God is a
He is Jehovah Rapha. He is the healer.
So many people, because they have money, they would, oh, I'm going to this doctor, I'm going to the next doctor. But sometimes the only thing you need to do is to rely on God.
That's this Friday, August 31st at 8 p.m. Vision Restoration. Don't you miss it. Stay informed on your local weather forecast this 2018 hurricane season. Your #1 news station, the ZNS Television Network. We've got you covered. Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. And now to our Back to School series. Tonight, another private institution is looking forward to the new term with great anticipation as enrollment is up and they are considering expansion. Italia Hall has the story.
Acting Principal of Tabernacle Baptist Academy, Edward Johnson, giving thanks to God for the school's success in recent years. He says the school has grown tremendously academically and athletically. The theme this year is excellence, but the principal says this year they will focus on the spiritual aspect of the school.
Being a high school in the Bahamas today is very demanding, especially when you are considered an elite high school and many people want you to participate in stuff. So we're focusing on the spiritual life of our children. As Tabernacle is a church school and is run by Tabernacle Baptist Church, of which Pastor Alphys Woodside is the head. And he started off this school with the intention of not only giving a good education, but meeting the spiritual needs of our students. And we are focusing on that. As we realize that what's going on in the life of students, whatever challenges the wider society is facing, children also face.
He says next, the school is preparing to expand.
We have embarked on a $250,000 building program where we are extending the school with 5 additional classrooms, office space, a new staff room, a new computer lab. So that's what we have on tap for the immediate future in terms of our physical area. As the school is expanding, we find that we need the extra room as we are expanding our arts and craft programs, our music programs, and we want to decrease the size of some of the classes, and we just feel that this additional space is vital in order for the school to keep on the upward trend that we are on.
He says they are seeing an increase in enrollment, especially in grade 7.
We only have 2 grade 7 streams. One of those streams will be filled by our grade 6, and the next stream is highly sought after by all many of the government schools on the island. Hugh Campbell, Walter Parker, and the rest of the schools get in. So it's on a first-come, first-served basis and also on their ability to pass the entrance exam.
Now, overall, the principal says that they are prepared here at Tabernacle Baptist Academy, and school will officially open on Monday, September 3rd at 8:45 a.m. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
Meantime, the Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini rolling out her Stay in School campaign this past weekend. Here again is our Italia Hall.
Students of West Grand Bahama receiving all of the tools needed for the new school year. The little ones were also able to take part in lots of fun activities, like enjoying a bouncing castle, snow cones, Frank's ice cream, hot dogs, burgers, and much more. Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe, says, in addition to the back-to-school giveaway, the message this year is for students to stay in school.
We believe that it is important not only to send kids back to school, but to spread the message of just how important education is. We've partnered with quite a number of persons from the community, including those from the Grand Bahama Health Services, the Community Nursing Program, also local police officers who will be giving the kids a pep talk later about being safe in school and also being healthy. This is just a small gesture to say that, we know just how important education is to our kids.
And to the nation's youth, she says without education, you cannot go far in life.
So my message strictly is to our youth and to our students is to study hard, study smart, listen to your teachers and recognize that they're the ones with the knowledge that can assist you not only when you're finished high school but also throughout your life. It is important to know that education is the key to success. That will never change, and as long as you study and focus, you'll do quite well in the world.
Nurses from the Public Hospitals Authority were also on hand with blood and glucose screening.
We have a school health department as well, and we go out into the community. We have a child health program, and so this is what we do almost on a daily basis.
These parents thank the Member of Parliament for hosting the Stay in School event.
You have a lot of people that need help, and it's good for the children to get together and have fun, and it's a burden of the parents' pocket. At least it's a little help for them, no matter how small it is.
I'm a single mother, unemployed since 2016, so this is helping me to prepare my kids for school. So I think it's a great asset to the community.
Still straight yet with my child's school closed and stuff. I cannot work or nothing like that. But I thank God for what He has blessing me for my child and each and every one. Even the parents, them and all who are out here, who are not working and who is working.
Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Natalia Hall.
And now it is time to Ask the Doctor.
Welcome. Today I will conclude my discussion on bullying. Kids who are bullied can experience negative physical, social, and mental health issues. They're more likely to experience depression and anxiety, increased feelings of sadness and loneliness, changes in sleep and eating patterns, and loss of interest in activities they used to enjoy. Be kind to the person being bullied. Show them that you care by trying to include them. Sit with them at lunch or on the bus. Talk to them at school or invite them to do something. If you witness someone being bullied, stop it on the spot. Therefore, it can't go anywhere or develop anymore. Being a victim or target of bullying is never simply the child's fault. Your first job as a parent or guardian is to protect your child, and blaming never helps. So if you are a child or a teen and find yourself being bullied at school, or if you are a parent of a child being bullied, one of the best things to do is contact any relevant authorities like teachers and guidance counselors and get them to take action as soon as possible. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Here at Island Traders, we're a small shipping company located in the heart of downtown, and while we like to encourage people to shop at home, there are times that you're looking for that special item that you can't find and you can find it online. We'll get it here, and we'll get it here quickly for you. If you don't have a credit card, that's no problem. We can come inside and we can assist you with looking up your product and ordering it for you and getting it to you as fast as possible in as low a price as possible. So we're offering 12% off the freight for the month of August just for our customers who are ordering their back-to-school products. So we invite you to come on in and save 12% on your bill. We're located in the Millennium Mall next to Pat's Uniform on West Atlantic Drive in the downtown area. Office hours is 9 to 6, and we're also open on Saturday from 11 to 2.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Steppin' Out. Satisfy your style habits with shoes for every occasion. Steppin' Out, when you want to put your best foot forward.
Tired of the endless bank fees and long lines? The Grand Bahama Cooperative Credit Union is the solution to making your money work for you by providing you with free financial counseling, higher interest on savings plans, and lower interest rates on loans. Savings products such as Christmas and Vacation Club, fixed deposits, and annuity savings allow our members to prepare for today and tomorrow without all of the hassle. Join satisfied Bahamians who left their banking frustrations behind. Open an account with GBCCU 352-4139.
Your favorite department store, Park & Shop, is back, and now's the time to take advantage of their back-to-school specials. We have all of the popular uniform brands, such as Oxford, Dickies, and Stylewise. Boys shirts, girls blouses, pants, skirts, as low as $16. Socks, belts, ties, and so much more. And don't forget our red tag specials on boys and girls shirts. Park and Shop located downtown Freeport. Open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Jack Hayward Senior High advises that all students are to report to school on Monday, September 3rd. Orientation for grade 10 and new students is Friday, August 31st.
It's time for back to school at Tech Island, Bahamas. Come and beat that 12% without blowout VAT-free sale on school supplies, fire sticks, PSN cards, and you don't want to miss our free giveaways. While you're at it, come and enroll your child or children for our after-school program, where your child can come and complete homework assignments and projects in our laid-back, comfortable, air-conditioned cyber cafe with the hands-on help of our wonderful Tech Island staff members. For more information, find us on Facebook at Tech Island Bahamas or WhatsApp us at 602-5165 or just place your order at www.techislandbs.com. We are located in Carvel Beach in the Rachel's Britannia Mini Mall, store number 11. Our hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sundays. It's back to school at Tech Island, Bahamas, the place for great sales and great savings.
More Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
Good evening all, welcome to Sports. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Topping sports this evening, exciting news for a Grand Bahamian set to make his mark in the professional baseball arena. Family, friends, and supporters from the Maidatown community gathering at the airport to await the arrival of a young man well on his way to the major leagues. 19-year-old Booby Saunders Jr. signed a professional baseball contract in New Providence with the New York Mets organization. Saunders left Grand Bahama and moved to Nassau in pursuit of his dream to become a professional baseball player. Today, that dream is a reality.
I've been dreaming about this moment for my entire life, from I was 4 years old when I started playing with my cousins in the bar. It's been a lifelong dream for me, and to achieve it is really something special for me and my family.
Saunders says that the process internationally has not been easy, but he'll never forget the moment he got that phone call.
First thing I did was I had a big smile. I called my mom and my dad, and they were screaming on the phone talking to me, and I just knew that I finally made it.
As friends and family gathered in excitement to take pictures with the newly signed baseball player, proud Aunt Queenie Cooper dances in celebration of her nephew's accomplishment. The parents of Warren Booby Saunders Jr. say that Warren has always been a resilient and determined young man, and whilst they are overjoyed, the journey has just begun.
It's been a long time coming, and he's worked really hard towards it. So like you say, it's just the beginning.
There were times when, you felt like it wasn't going to come, but I told him, God has it. You do yours, and he can do the rest. And that's why we're here today, not because of us, not because of him, but because of God. God granted him his wish. And this is a first step towards his goal.
Congratulations to Warren Saunders Jr., a young man growing up in Maidatown, now headed to the big leagues. Lace up those shoes, it's workout time again. The Grand Bahama Shipyard is back in action with their annual Fun Run Walk. Jay Philippe has the details.
The Grand Bahama Shipyard Social Club, along with their corporate sponsors, will be hosting the 3rd annual Fun Run Walk September 1st at the Independence Park located on Call Road under the theme Our Kids' Future Matters. Race coordinator Rivano Ferguson from Fast Track Management gave an idea of the route for Saturday.
The route is from Independence Park, which is the main entrance facing Call Road. You're leaving out there, turning left onto East Sunrise. You're going towards the roundabout on Midshipman, not the Lucaine Medical Roundabout. You're going past that, past Solomon's, and the turnaround point is the roundabout, making your way back to the starting line.
Persons interested can register on Friday evening or Saturday morning at 5 a.m. The race itself starts at 6 a.m. and you don't want to be late.
The race is starting 6 a.m. Do not show up 5:50. And especially if you haven't registered, we definitely want to encourage you to come out Friday evening from between 6 and 10 to register.
For kids 5 and 12, registration is free but must be accompanied by an adult. Kids ages 13 to 17, registration is $10 with a free t-shirt. Adults 18 and older, registration is $25 with a free t-shirt as well. Also to add, there will be a back-to-school giveaway. only for registered participants. You don't want to miss out. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Total Sports.
And that's your check on sports. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Until next time, make it a great one.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Freeport Jewelers in Port Lucaya. Fashion starts here.
It's back to school and back to school savings at Bellevue Business Depot. For all of your back to school and teacher supplies, they have it all at an extra 20% off retail price. Crayons, glue, markers, crayon pencils, backpack, character bags, meat notebooks, and teacher supplies for the classroom, and much, much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the backpack bundles for preschool, primary school, and high school, loaded with all the supplies you need for back to school. Teachers get your first 8-foot butcher fadeless paper free when you purchase a minimum of 10 feet, as well as additional discounts at the Coffee Center. All at Bellevue Business Depot, located on Queens Highway. It's back to school again, folks. You don't only want to beat the rush, you want the most affordable prices. Shop at Invading Force Bookstore and Supplies and save.
No VAT.
Currently located in Pioneers Loop, number 3 Ash and Ange Building.
No VAT.
Fully stocked with all your texts and workbooks, including school supplies.
No VAT.
Serving all schools on the island, both government and private, from kindergarten to high school. And guess what? They're VAT free. Bring that book list, they'll make it happen. Phone them today at 374-2401. They don't just match prices, they beat it.
Everywhere you go, they'll just talk about VAT. Man, I need a break. You know what? I'm going to watch some of those Dolphins rerun. I love to watch the Dolphins get beat. Watch a Marlon hit about 4 home runs on it.
It's amazing you mentioned home run. Because here at Island Betting, we have a Grand Slam special going on right now. All bases are loaded, up to $500 in savings on beds and bedroom sets. We're bringing it home to you, Dr. Love.
It's time to win at Island Betting, the experts in comfort.
It's time for back to school at Tech Island, Bahamas. Come and beat that 12% with our blowout VAT-free sale on school supplies, fire sticks, PSN cards, and you don't want to miss our free giveaways. While you're at it, come and enroll your child or children for our after-school program, where your child can come and complete homework assignments and projects in our laid-back, comfortable, air-conditioned cyber cafe, with the hands-on help of our wonderful Tech Island staff members. For more information, find us on Facebook at Tech Island Bahamas, or WhatsApp us at 602-5165, or just place your order at www.techislandbs.com. We are located in Caravel Beach in the Rachel's Britannia Mini Mall, store number 11. Our hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sundays. It's back to school at Tech Island, Bahamas, the place for great sales and great savings.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. But be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful evening.
In the Bahamas tonight, the National Report. Burned out of business. A massive fire at the Soldier Road Industrial Park overnight. The Police Staff Association expresses optimism over resource upgrades on the force and a lesson in giving, just in time for a new school year. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Mission accomplished. Police team up with U.S. authorities in a major overnight operation. Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Topping the news tonight, a joint operation involving air and ground surveillance caused some alarm among residents early this morning. Residents recall seeing high-beam lights from the air as choppers hovered overhead in the inner city and western districts of New Providence. We learned that it was the result of a joint operation by the Royal Bahamas Police and Defense Forces and U.S. law enforcement. Joining us live tonight to talk about the yields from that operation is Assistant Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernander. We join him live in studio tonight with our Alto V's Munnings. Good evening, Alto.
Good evening, Keishla, and good evening, Bahamas. And Keishla and Bahamas, I was one of those Western New Providence residents who got up early this morning when I heard choppers in the air, wondering exactly what was going on. Well, the Royal Bahamas Police Force confirming to us that it was Operation Recoil. And joining us now, as Keishla mentioned, is the Assistant Police Commissioner responsible for crime, Clayton Fernander, just to provide us with some details. First of all, Mr. Fernander, thanks for joining us on the National Report.
Good evening, Altois.
Mr. Fernander, first of all, tell us what results were yielded from Operation Recoil.
Yes, the operation was an excellent one in keeping with the Commissioner of Police policing plan for 2018, prevention and detection of crime. And this operation started at 12 midnight, led by the Royal Bahamas Police Force, assisted by the Defense Force and our U.S. counterpart, OPBAT. And as a result, and this was an intelligence-led operation throughout New Providence. A lot of work went into it in the planning stage. A lot of resources went into it. And as a result of that operation, we were able to take 21 persons in custody. You have 7 of them were arrested for possession of dangerous drugs with intent to supply. One individual who was arrested in the Western District, he was found with a quantity of drugs and a large sum of cash that we suspect that arrived from the sales of drugs.
Were these specific targets that the police wanted to capture?
Yes, as I indicated, it was an intelligence-led operation, and we had to do some field work. And there were some individuals that we wanted to see, and we keep missing them. And as I said, it was intelligence-led, and we were right on target early this morning.
Getting back to the chopper, Mr. Fernando, a lot of Bahamians, a lot of residents in the Providence were talking about that today. Tell us about the chopper and, if you can, a little bit of information of the resources that is used in these types of operations.
Yes, as I indicated, a lot of resources went into it. And I must apologize to the Bahamian people for waking you up so early. But again, it's in good faith in trying to disrupt the criminal gangs who continue to reap havoc in our communities. Yes, there was a chopper, and the beam light that you may have seen, that assists in the ground troops who move through a lot of dark alleys, as you can see, especially in the inner city, where you see a lot of, there's no light, and they're moving through for the safety of the officers. But the OPBAT operation team, we work with them on a daily basis. So it's nothing new. We just took our operation to another level.
Sir, tell us about the element of surprise and how police credited for successful results.
Yes, that element is surprise, and that's why I indicated it's intelligence-led. Everything is kept to your chest. Even the officers who participated in the operation, they were led by team leaders and was not privy to the information until they're on their journey. So that element of surprise for the culprits out there. And when they saw that light, they thought maybe it was the end of the world, but it's the police to try to ensure that there's safety in our community. We always say that a lot of shootings and a lot of drug turf, and we know that it's there. So we want to ensure to the members of the public that their police will be there for them to ensure that the communities are safe. And we just want to thank the members of the public who continue to work hand in hand with us.
That was the preview to my next question. Are you, from where you sit, are you comfortable, are you secure that the public is trusting the police and doing its job to ensure the communities, not just here in New Providence, but across the country, is safe?
Yes, you could see that relationship continue to build on a daily basis. We get intelligence, and some of this as a result of intel coming from members of the public. And we analyze the situation, and we go from there. The trend we notice, and when we notice with trend with crime, it speaks to us. So as it speaks to us, we move the operation into it. We analyze it and analyze and strategize, and then we move the operation team in there and execute to disrupt what is going on.
Fernando, over the several, but 2-3 weeks, I've noticed that police have confiscated a lot of drugs, specifically marijuana. Why is this a problem?
Well, this continues to be a problem. A lot of individuals don't want to work. They just want that quick money, that fast money. And as they look for that, they will die, because you see a lot of young men. We had 60 unlawful killings this far, 65 this far for the year, unlawful killings, and a number of them is a contribution with drug turf and drug war. So we want to disrupt that. We want to try to save some of our young men and try to get them from the life of crime. But that drugs is a no-no, and we'll continue to try to disrupt that within the communities.
While you're on national television, what advice do you have for those criminals out there who may want to commit another act?
Well, I will tell you, and I'll look you straight in your eyes. It's better that you turn those guns in. There's too many guns out there. And if you need some help, we are there for you as police officers. There's a number of organizations that you could go, your pastors, you could go to social service, somebody who you trust, some family members. But turn away from that life of crime, because if you continue, either you will be in Foxhill or you die on the streets. And I just want to say, too, that our minister, Mr. Marvin Dames, he just highlighted that the police force will be retrieving some technical equipment, and that will go a long way, and to move our operation to another level and have the officers be even more professional as we continue to execute our duties and ensure that our communities are safe.
Mr. Fernando, we really thank you for joining us tonight on the National Report. Great information. Thank you so much.
Thank you much. It's a pleasure.
And I also want to add, too, if you have any information that the police need on any criminal matter, you can always call 919-911 or call your nearest police station. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Altaviz Munnings. Back to you, Keishla.
Thanks a lot, Alto. Well, continuing with the National Report, Executive Chairman of the Police Staff Association, Sonny Miller, is expressing confidence that the police are well on their way to getting all they need to fight crime. Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames, previously noted that the government is investing millions of dollars in technology for officers. Mr. Miller says it's a matter the association has been pressing for a long time.
Equipment-wise, we have spoken, we had conversation with the minister as well as the commissioner of police. The equipment what equipments ain't here are well on the way. As far as vehicles, computers, everything, we're gradually moving into that era where almost everything is here. So we don't have any complaints on that side of it, or we don't have that much major complaints on that side of it. So we're moving forward, and we're giving the people the best service that they deserve.
Well, a Christian leader is echoing a not-so-new call lobbying for a national youth service. Bishop Simeon Hall says it's not too late to implement the form of national service.
I think some form of national service will be, I think, what if we were to say that at a certain age, regardless of your profession or your age, you take 1 year and donate 1 year service to the progress of your country. It means I, as a preacher, with my homiletics and my pastoral training, that I will give Christian counseling free of charge as to promote my country. That's the kind of concept, I think, every profession.
Well, yesterday, Bishop Hall told the press that he received a telephone call from a concerned family member, which resulted in a gun being taken off the streets. That .39 pistol was given to police. Bishop Hall has done this in the past, and you may recall he was chairman of the National Crime Commission back in the 1990s. He was asked what has changed since that crime commission issued its report and the extent of gun violence then and now.
I don't think much has changed. I think there's been an increase in the proliferation of guns throughout our society. We don't make guns in the Bahamas, so I don't know why. I think the police I think Parliament should double the penalty for having guns in our society. If someone is convicted, I think it's now the discretion of the magistrate. I think all that should be taken away, and there should be a fixed penalty. You go to Asiatic countries, you go to different parts of the world, and there's a stipulated hard penalty for gun possession. Why is it that so much guns are in our society? I think we need to look at that.
On to other news now. 2 business persons lost everything in a massive blaze at the Soldier Road Industrial Park overnight. Firefighters were called to battle that fire shortly after 11 p.m. They were able to contain the fire and prevent it from spreading, fortunately. Our DeAndre Williamson was at the scene.
File cabinets totally gone. This was a horrific fire. It just totally destroyed everything.
Public relations consultant Tanya Smith Cartwright reflecting on what was once the office of BumperTech and Bahamas Foam Products. Both companies shared the building that was destroyed by a massive fire on Wednesday evening.
Right here, there was like a desk that you actually came to and you would be greeted at, and then you go through a corridor, go up the stairs to the administrative office. All of that is gone.
Firefighters were called to battle the blaze after receiving a report shortly after 11 p.m. Wednesday that the warehouse housing the businesses at Industrial Park was on fire. Head of Fire Services Chief Superintendent Walter Evans says upon arrival they met flames coming from the roof and they quickly got the fire under control, preventing it from spreading to other buildings. He confirmed the entire warehouse was destroyed.
This building, as we've indicated, is a metal structure and has sustained severe heat. And there was a portion of the structure which had collapsed. That is the eastern portion. And for the officers, safety officers were able to make an exterior attack. At this point, the cause of the fire has not been determined and an investigation has been launched. There were 4 emergency units which had responded to the scene of this fire.
While checking out this devastating scene following last night's blaze, we also met with Brian Seymour. He's the owner of Bahamas Foam Products. While he declined an on-camera interview with our news team, he told us that his company's insurance is covered and he plans to start rebuilding by January next year. BumperTech occupied the old building for the past 10 years and Bahamas Foam was there for approximately 6 years. The employees are now out of work.
There are about 20 people employed at BumperTech, and we have to think of, there's going to be a meeting with them and obviously an assessment period, as I said before, because naturally there's nothing you can do here. You can't report to work, right? You can still, I guess, do your claim adjustments because, there's still a tent here. Obviously people can come here, but it will not be business as usual for both of these companies.
Chief Superintendent Evans told ZNS News that 5 cars on the inside of the building were destroyed and the total cost of the damage is unknown. For ZNS Network News, I'm DeAndre Williamson.
Well, still ahead tonight, find out what the new Hawk signal at the UB campus will be keeping an eye out for. And in sports news, a tough start for Team Bahamas in Zurich. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, your news leader.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell, fueling journeys that matter, summer promotion.
This is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is Commonwealth Bank. And no matter how, no matter where, no matter what, Commonwealth Bank is here for you. Commonwealth Bank, everything we do it for you.
You can count on me. Just call me and I'll come running. No matter the
I got into comedy from the day I was born, and I look up and I saw who my parents was. I know my life is gonna be interesting.
The Bahamian people inspire me, like 100%.
I think the keys of the success to the band Visage has been the ability to stay relevant for the many years that the band has been around.
Technology, it keeps me connected
what technology have done for me is priceless.
I don't know how I would be able to survive without it.
If I would describe BTC into one word, I would say innovative.
Family all around. Communications lifeblood of the Bahamas.
What would you do with your part of $50,000 in cash and prizes? Show your KFC bucket love and get a chance to win your part of $50,000 in cash and prizes. Display your bucket love sticker for a chance to win. You could be one of 10 gold ticket winners with a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize and get started on your bucket list. Stick it to win today. Bucket Love, KFC Nassau, it's finger licking good.
There's nothing as powerful as knowing where you belong. No more waiting. It's time to come home. Come home to friendly smiles. Come home to convenience. Come home to more interest on savings and lower fees. Come home to our bank and your bank. Come home to Bank of the Bahamas, your bank of solutions.
Do you want to know more about the scriptures, the early Christian church, its teachings, suffering, other religions, the authenticity of the Bible? The Anglican Theological Institute is for you. Enroll in a 3-year certificate program. Classes are conducted from Nassau and Freeport on Saturday mornings. Don't miss a class. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with high-speed internet. Contact us at 603-2481. Visit our Facebook page. Pick up an application form at any Anglican church or at Addington House on Sands Road. The Anglican Theological Institute is for you.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Welcome back. The University of the Bahamas launching its new Hawk signal designed to help students while crossing the street. The signal was installed by the Ministry of Works to improve student safety. It's a common feature on busy university campuses throughout the U.S. The high-intensity signal came as a result of several accidents involving students crossing University Drive, the most recent in January when a pedestrian was struck. Ministry of Works Deputy Director Damian Francis.
When the pedestrian approaches the crossing, they press the button, they wait for around 10 seconds, and they'll see a white hand come up. Once the white hand comes up, they still have to look around to make sure the way is clear and it's safe to cross, and they proceed to cross. There is then, after 10 seconds, a countdown on the signal that they see, and after that countdown, we'll see it going from 10 to 0. They should be aware that they don't start crossing after that countdown starts.
Minister of Works Desmond Bannister is encouraging students to follow the instructions and is appealing to motorists to be cautious while driving in the area.
The second thing is to our drivers. Let's appreciate that we are in a university zone. There are lots of young people here who are busy trying to get to classes. And you know, lecturers are very impatient about people who are late. They're trying to get to classes, and they may forget from time to time. So let's be very careful. Let's look out for them, because they are the future of this country.
Meantime, the area of Beatrice Avenue and Prince Charles being pegged by police as an accident-prone area, primarily as a result of motorists running the red light or speeding through the amber light. Sergeant Questania Johnson is imploring Bahamians to break this dangerous habit.
Some persons take for granted the short time that it takes for the light to change. But if the light is on yellow, it is a common practice for us to, when the light is on yellow, to misjudge and we say, okay, let's try to beat this light. That is a dangerous practice. We want to discourage that act totally. We say if you're on that light and the light turns yellow, we ask you to slow down or prepare to stop. That light does not mean that you speed up and it's time to just dash out of the way. We ask you to stop.
Now, apart from running the light, motorists may not realize that driving over that white line is also an offense.
This thoroughfare produces some of the most extensive damages to vehicles as it pertains to accidents, and persons are injured. They're really injured badly in this area. So we're asking persons, especially the Prince Charles and Beatrice Avenue intersection, to please, number 1, slow down. Number 2, obey the traffic control light. Number 3, plan your route ahead. We understand that persons speed and persons try to rush when you're late. So we ask you again to plan your route ahead. This is a very important factor, and we're pleading with the general public to abide by the rules of the road.
The Free National Movement chairman is declaring upgrades at the landfill a promise fulfilled by the government. Chairman Carl Culmer says in a press release that when Bahamians think of what the Progressive Liberal Party administration did while in government to fix the landfill problems, they can't recall any positive news. What they do remember, he suggests, is uncontrolled fires, children being evacuated from schools, families being forced to leave their homes, and watching their government sit on the sidelines with no plan of action. But in 5 years, he says, when Bahamians think of the landfill under the Free National Movement administration, they'll remember progress and transformation, which helped to change their lives for the better. He says yesterday's announcement of a new company to operate the site is the next step to getting the problems which have plagued previous administrations finally under control.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Amajal Knowles. The Central Bank of the Bahamas releasing information on a 60-day consultation period for 3 discussion papers on its proposed approach to capital requirements, minimum disclosure, and its framework for dealing with domestic systematically importing banks. The consultation period will run from September 1st to October 31st. The discussion paper on capital requirements describes the central bank's proposals for regulation of capital adequacy and is intended to create an optimal capital regime for the Bahamian banking system that is consistent with proportionality principles set out by the Basel Committee. In other business news, the Eleuthera Medical Clinic is now open for business. The community-owned facility located in Palmetto Point already had 600 members and was quickly approaching its limit of 2,000. The clinic, which is managed by Bahamas Wellness Clinic founded by Dr. Arlington Lightbourne, allows members to pay a monthly fee to receive full medical services by a team of doctors. And in international business news, Bank of America is lifting a self-imposed ban on commission-based trading in customer retirement accounts. The move comes after the rollback of an Obama-era regulation on the brokerage industry that was designed to protect investors from conflicted investment advice. Customers with individual retirement accounts at Bank of America Merrill Lynch will be able to make commission-based trades in the accounts by October 1st. And that was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Amajal Knowles.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism today.
The national culinary team continues to get accolades for their outstanding performance at the recent Taste of the Caribbean in Miami, Florida. Among the predominantly male team was pastry chef Celeste Smith, who told a Bahamian story with her dish by using sea-grade bread and jam, tomato and juju butter, and even an okra-infused chocolate bonbon. Smith, who received a silver medal, says, for her, the competition was all about creativity.
I'm very creative, even at work, at home, my family and friends. I always try and create new things, and also new things that are kind of a little bit strange, but when people taste it, they'll be like, nice, yeah, that's a good one, Celeste. So it's always good to experiment with new flavors, techniques, and ingredients, and that's what I did.
Smith is a part of a 14-member team. She says she learned a lot from her male counterparts and developed a bond with them.
Being the only girl on the team, believe me or not, is very interesting, but they're like my brothers, little brothers and big brothers. So, there's a lot of testosterone inside there. So I kind of put that balance between everyone. But, working along, we get along great like family.
Smith, who represented Bahamar, has quite a resume, as she has garnered her skills in schools in New York and as far as Italy. She says Taste of the Caribbean has been an extraordinary experience for her and intends to return to the competition next year. For the Tourism Today Network, I'm Kendia Smith.
Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store has all your back-to-school needs. Find ready-made uniforms and uniform fabrics for all schools in the Bahamas. You can also have your skirts custom-made. Check out our uniform package deals to help stretch your dollar. Get a skirt, jumper, or pants with a blouse or skirt and a pair of socks in a package for one low price. Find the latest backpacks and school supplies. Shop and save at Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street. Call 393-0758.
I'm a senior citizen and I embrace change. That's why RBC digital banking is the way to go. I can sit at home and pay all my utility bills, send money to someone else, pay my Visa card. It's simple, safe, secure, and it saves you quality time. I'm Beverly Wallace Whitfield and I enjoy being an RBC digital banking client.
Welcome back. Members of the Mecca Grand Lodge teaching a lesson in giving ahead of the start of a new school year. They donated school supplies to the Mother Pratt Foundation Thursday in hopes of easing the burden on needy families as they prepare to head back to the classrooms. Founder Cynthia Mother Pratt expressed gratitude for the donation and its impact on her neighbors in the inner city.
We have so many parents that have come here to the Mother Pratt Foundation, which was newly formed, for clothes, for shoes, for books, for whatever we have, because many persons are unemployed. Children are going back to school, school fees are to be paid, because some of our government schools, they need registration fee. That's a fee. And so many parents do not have it. They don't have the books, they don't have the pencils, and what they have done today, this will go a long way to many mothers, because in this area we have a lot of single mothers with 3, 4, 5 children, and they're all going back to school. They don't have any jobs, and so where do they look? They come where they believe they can get help.
Well, the Lodge's Grand Master, Basil Damianos, and Charity Committee Chair, Miska Clark, explained why they chose to give to the Mother Pratt Foundation.
We came here today to present to the Mother Pratt Foundation school items, bags, pens, pencils, books, to assist the needy persons in this area. We realize today that our fraternities are not in sight, so we're trying to bring some light.
After working with Mother Pratt for quite a while, we've built up a rapport with her, and we know that she really has the neighborhood and the community at large at heart, and we thought that this would be a way that we could touch her so that she could touch more persons that we are able to touch to give them what's needed during this time of year.
Well, speaking of touching, remember the story of that mother of 4 who was living in a dilapidated home with her 4 children? Well, today we're happy to tell you that there's been an outpouring of support by the public to members of that family. Today, Arla Dawn Davis stopped by their home to find out just how their fortunes have changed.
The smiles on the faces of Jason, Janae, and Jonathan show it all, as they are now ready to start out the new academic year in grand style. This was made possible after making an appeal to Bahamians after the family gave our news team an exclusive interview for supplies they needed to enter the classroom on Monday. And on Thursday, ZNS News visited their home off Cowpen Road and met a large spread of school items and other supplies over the kitchen counter. Mother Stacy Sands says she is overwhelmed by the support she received by Bahamians and later thanked them for their generous donations.
I want to say thank you to the Almighty God for touching the hearts of the Bahamian people. I mean, I'm still taken aback even as I speak with you just now. I really couldn't fathom the thought to think that persons would have responded to my family the way they have. As you can see just behind me, you know, and I'm still receiving calls.
Since the story aired last week, Sands has received about 80 calls from persons offering assistance with not only school supplies, but cleaning material and other acts of kindness.
Well, I've had persons offering words of prayer, words of encouragement. Listen, those words really going a long way. is still keeping me today. You know, I had persons, oh, can I get the address? I mean, I'm talking about they're so eager, you know, and excited, you know. Even though I had the persons that asked for address and they didn't show up, man, the ones that came, they really made up for it.
Sands just recently endured a medical procedure to remove a mass from her ovaries and says she is still unsure of the status of her employment at a local security company. However, she's appealing to any business owner who plans on hiring workers soon to keep her and her family in mind.
I have tried to reach out to the office in regards to certain situations, and I'm still waiting.
What kind of skills do you have in terms of if someone wants to actually hire you?
Well, I've did cashing, bartending, waitressing. I'd pretty much say a jack of all trades.
Meanwhile, Stacy's little darlings also expressed their appreciation for their much-needed gift.
Thank you.
LaDawn Davis, ZNS Network News.
Great news there. Well, also following up tonight, earlier this week, we told you about a whale in Abaco which was found with a deep slice on its underside. Now there are conflicting reports about how that marine species may have met its death. Opal Roach has the story.
As investigations continue into the circumstances surrounding the mutilation of a whale in Abaco, Executive Director and biologist at the Bahamas Marine Mammal Research Organization, Diane Claridge, says the death of the whale could be linked to something else. The 11-foot pilot mammal was found on a beach at Crossing Rocks last week.
Based on our observations and the necropsy that we performed, we believe that the animal had a debilitating illness. And because pilot whales feed on raw fish, they end up with a high parasite load. And sometimes the parasites get into the inner ear and cause problems with equilibrium. And, you know, you could see how that animal kept rolling on its side. So it was going to die from that illness. We don't think that the cut on the stomach was the reason that it stranded.
And while the whale may have been able to survive that 3-foot-long, 3-inch-deep cut, the marine biologist believes the mammal was intentionally harmed.
We believe that the animal was sliced open in order to find or look for ambergris. And ambergris is a substance that's produced by sperm whales, and sperm whales only, so it's incredibly rare. It's a highly valued product that is used in the perfume industry, and right now there's a lot of interest in searching for ambergris in the Bahamas. One of the key things to know about ambergris is that it's only valuable after the whale has defecated it, so it poops it out, it floats at sea, it oxidizes, the chemical properties of the substance changes, and only oxidized ambergris is valuable. The more oxidized it is, the more valuable it is.
Now, Claridge says instead of harming those whales, we ought to protect them.
In order to have more ambergris be available for us to find in the Bahamas, we have to get behind conservation of these animals. We shouldn't be going out there and mutilating their bodies. We need to, be aware of the plastic and marine pollution and things that can harm marine mammals. We want to keep healthy populations in our waters. And sperm whales reside here year-round. If we can keep our waters clean, we will have sperm whales and ambergris.
I'm Opal Roach, ZNS Network News.
Well, that ends this segment of news. Stay tuned, though. There's more news to come. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
Life is full of choices. Some are tough, while others, like shopping for weekly specials at Super Value and quality supermarkets, are very, very easy. Snack Pack Juicy Gels or Puddings 4-pack, $1.79. Danish spare ribs, $2.49 per pound. Lay's chips, 1-ounce bags, 2 for 99 cents. Mart's apple juice, 11.5-ounce can, 69 cents. Gala apples, 4 for 99 cents. Armour lunch makers, 2.6-ounce size, 2 for $3. The obvious choice for savings is Super Value and quality supermarkets.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs,
Now in made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say. With a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
We've all got plans for our golden years. Unfortunately for many, this may just be wishful thinking. To generate an annual income in retirement of $70,000 for 20 years at a rate of return of 5%, with inflation running at 3%, requires more than $1.1 million. So how do you save that much money? Many companies provide a group pension plan to help their employees by deducting an amount each month from their pay to contribute to the plan. Personal Pension Plan, or PPP, is similar to a group plan, but offered only to individuals. These plans offer many of the same benefits and features. Contact us for more information on pensions.
Move forward, Bahamas, and build high into the sky. Move upward and colorize those new walls. Move onward and build a garden to last a lifetime. Move together and settle into that new home. There's a lot of places you can do it for yourself, but there is one place to do it right. Builders Mall. We know exactly what motto you live by, and even the pros know building is just a part of what we do. So move forward, Bahamas. And remember, you can find it all at Builders Mall.
Bigger is better. Get more for your money with Robin Hood Flour. Next time you're at the food store, compare. At 5.5 pounds, Robin Hood Flour gives you more for your money. Bigger is better. Robin Hood Flour. Find it at your favorite food store.
Shell is taking you on an exciting journey with its summer promotion. Now through September 14th, enter for your chance to win a brand new 2018 Toyota Yaris. Just make a minimum purchase of $20 worth of fuel from any Shell service station in Nassau. Answer the skill question on the entry form and submit. The grand prize will be drawn on September 14th. Other weekly prizes include free fuel vouchers and VIP packages to see Jay-Z and Beyonce live in concert August 31st at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. For more info, visit their Facebook page at Sunoil Bahamas.
All right, now it's time for your first check of weather. We check in with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Basil, I can hear the rain on the rooftop.
Absolutely. We're having some rains outside of our studios, and while that is all happening, we're going to take a look at temperatures around the Farming Islands, and they are brought to you by Farming Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 86 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Tulkey, 86 as well. Marsh Harbor, Abaco, 88 degrees, 84 in Harbor Island. Allenstown, Bimini, 83, 83 also in Harbor Island. Roxanne, Eleuthera, 84, Otterstown, Cat Island, 83. Staniel Key at 84, more 84s in Kemp Space at Andros and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. San Salvador and Rum Key, 83. Georgetown, Exuma, 84 degrees, 83 in Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, Acklands, and Ragged Island. Matchetown, Inagua, 84 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 82. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the Northwest Bahamas tonight through Saturday, east to southeast winds 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 5 feet. High tide takes place at 10:17 tonight, and then there will be another high tide at 10:46 tomorrow morning. For the central and southeastern islands tonight through Saturday, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 7 feet. So we're asking small boaters to exercise caution in the central and southeast Bahamas right through Saturday. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast. And your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Saw you with your boyfriend just the other night. He had you snatched up, y'all really, really tight. I'm not the kind of fella who like OPP.
And that's going to do it for your travel forecast brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 20 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. When you're living with HIV or human immunodeficiency virus, it's more important than ever to protect your immune system to maintain overall health. By keeping your body as healthy and better equipped to fight off viruses and other types of infections. People living with HIV, the virus that can cause AIDS, should adopt the following healthy habits in their daily lives. Practice safe sex. This is most important. Understand how the virus is transmitted to reduce the risk of infecting others. Use condoms not only to avoid the spread of HIV, but also to protect both you and your partner against other sexually transmitted diseases or STDs and other types of infections. Get tested for other STDs. STDs can worsen HIV and make the disease progress more rapidly. And HIV can make STDs more difficult to treat, so you'll want to address an STD as soon as possible. Prevent infections and illnesses. Since HIV makes your immune system less effective, you become more susceptible to every virus, bacteria, and germ you're exposed to. Wash your hands frequently and stay away from sick people to stay as healthy as possible. Also, stay up to date on all of your vaccinations to reduce your risk of preventable illnesses. Follow your doctor's orders about your prescriptions. It's crucial to take your HIV medication exactly as prescribed by your doctor. Skipping even one day of medication can give the virus an opportunity to become resistant to the drugs, making them ineffective against the virus. Don't abuse drugs or alcohol. Quit smoking. Exercise mind and body. Physical and mental exercise can keep your mind and body strong. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
Looking to upgrade your refrigerator stove or purchase an affordable home generator? We've got the perfect solution for you. Thomas Welding and Fire is the best choice for the lowest prices in town. We carry top-of-the-line outdoor barbecue grills, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, generators, industrial hardware, and garden supplies with a wide assortment of tools and accessories. Open Monday through Saturday. Telephone 394-0004. BWF, we're more than just our name.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
If you've lost your visa, call the law office of Donette Russell Love PL. My full-service immigration firm can help you if you've been denied a visa due to deportation or removal, prior conviction or arrest while in the U.S., working without work authorization, or visa overstay. I may be able to help you get your visa privileges restored. Call my office today at 954-449-1833 or visit us at drusselllove.com.
What things do you value? Even if we value something, we can still lose or misplace it, like a credit card. You can freeze your Visa credit or debit card from CIBC First Caribbean in a flash to stop unauthorized use. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
Live, weather, sports, and entertainment. Wake up with the Morning Edition. Weekdays, 7 a.m., right here on the ZNS Television Network.
No matter what your goals are in life, you have to start somewhere. It all begins with Leno. Leno, bridging possibilities. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com.
By Chef Boyardee and Libby's Vienna sausages, and you could win $2,000 for a family vacation or other great prizes for back to school. Enter at Pritchard's on Robinson Road today. Promotion ends August 31st.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
We'll be with you through new beginnings and sunset endings, through toil and many tears, through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
James Aubrey. Now that Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands, what are your summer vacation plans?
I'm going to Abaco.
And there is no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands from Nassau. Refresh, reconnect, and unwind in the Family Islands. For details, go to bahamasresidents.com and fly or cruise free to the Family Islands today.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Alvin Giles Knowles from the ZNS Total Sports. Well, day one of the Diamond League Finals over in Zurich, Germany. Team Bahamas getting off to a rough start as local track and field superstar Stephen Gardner failing to finish in the men's 400-meter final. Gardner was was the projected favorite to win the race, pulled up after what seemed to be some discomfort and fell to the ground during the final 50 meters of the race. Our news team understands that Gardner did suffer a slight injury, but are unaware of how severe at this time. He walked across the line in 47.37 seconds for an 8th place finish. America's Fred Curley won the race in a time of 44.80 seconds. Still have to compete for Team Bahamas is Donald Thomas in the final of the men's high jump and Shauna Miller-Weibo in the women's 200-meter final. In the MPSA playoffs, the men's games going down to the wires. The Chances Mighty Mitts took on the CNS Hitmen, and it was a very emotionally charged game as the underdog Chances had a commanding 3-run lead at the top of the 4th. The tide seeming to turn in the bottom of the 4th, with the Hitmen showing some championship pedigree, scoring 5 runs to take a 2-run lead. Ultimately, the game came down to the final play as the Hitmen won on a walk-off single in the bottom of the 7th with the bases loaded and 2 outs to secure the 14-13 victory. In Game 2 on the women's side, the Platinum Pool Lady Sharks took on the Johnson Lady Truckers. The Sharks was up early, leading by as many as 6 runs, but the Truckers managed to close the gap, getting to within 1. But the Sharks' bite just proved to be a bit too much as they held on for the 10-9 win to go up 1-0 in that series. And a local gymnastic prodigy seeking to make history by becoming the first Bahamian to compete in the event at the Olympics. 14-year-old Sydney Wells is well on her way to making it a possibility, her local coach Trevor Ramsey on the inception.
Sydney has been with Gymnastics from she was about 8 or 9, and she's always showed like a lot of potential. She's always been really passionate about gymnastics, both her and her mom. And her mom has always been very supportive in gymnastics, and that's why we were able to move to the next step of trying to see if we can prepare her to represent the Bahamas in 2020 Olympics. She's always progressed really, really quickly in classes. She's always been a consistent gymnast as far as attendance, consistent as far as her training, and so she was a really good candidate.
As for the budding superstar herself, and what that accomplishment would mean for her.
Well, hopefully in 2 years, when you have the 2020 Tokyo Games, hopefully I can compete and be the first Bahamian gymnast at the Olympic Games.
What would that mean for you, being the first Bahamian gymnast?
I mean, it's just crazy that I'm the one making history. It'll be insane.
As for how she will get there, her foreign coach Ann Kalasa explains.
The easiest path to get to the Olympic Games would be to compete at the World Championships in the year prior to an Olympic Games. That's where the majority of smaller countries and the teams are also qualifying at those events. Sydney, unfortunately, will not be old enough to compete in the World Games of 2019, so she will have to wait until 2020 when she's age eligible. But there is always 3 or 4 test events that you can enter. And, if she does well enough at one of those, then that would earn her spot at the Olympic Games. So, she has a few chances, and the window is small, but we believe that she'll be one of those top kids that hasn't already gotten out at the World Games in 2019. And, we just really believe that she can do it. 2024 is another possibility for her to do a second round, or, if something doesn't work out, she still will only be 20 years old, which is not old for a young lady. So then she could do it at the World Games. It will be a little bit easier.
And Sydney's support system is huge. Her mom, Nikita Thompson, tells us more.
Really, it's surreal to hear somebody speak of your child. The Bahamas is known for sun, sand, and sea. Is it known for gymnastics? I don't think so. So it's really, really incredible and such a privilege to have a child, and for coaches to look at her, international coaches who of course is used to working with a much deeper talent pool. The facilities, just the whole experience is so different from an international perspective as opposed to here. So hearing that, it was really, really incredible. And again, the journey, we bought into it. I actually bought into it. She has a fantastic coach here, Trevor Ramsey. The Gymnastics Federation is also very supportive. And so when we heard it and we found out that she had the potential, we just went on the journey with her and just threw ourselves in. Her family is very, very supportive. All of her friends, extended family members were all supportive, and it is an exciting journey.
Sydney is currently ranked as a level 10, which is 1 under the Olympic standing. And the Popcorn Super and Senior Bowling Championships recently wrapped up. Kayla Nixon was one of the competitors representing Team Bahamas in the competition, and she gave us this update on how the Bahamian contingent fared.
Great experience. We bowled against some of the best bowlers in the United States. We bowled against the United States, Mexico, Canada. The tournament was exciting. The lanes were on point. Everything was just rolling, We bowled well. It was 11 teams that participated, and the Bahamas came fourth, and both in the males and the female category. We did our best. If we bowl a 278, they bowled a 300. It was stiff competition. Bowling is a job for most of the countries, and for us, we do it for recreation. But we love it. But they get paid, so they fight hard to win medals.
As for how they enjoyed the overall experience,
I think the teams bowl well. Our first shift was really, really great. We only lost by a couple of pins because we beat Canada and we beat the United States, at one point. But at the end, I think when we break, the first 3 games was great. The second 3, you had to revamp and oil the lanes again. So, when you take you're excited to bowl, but when you take that break, And then you have to, start over. And I think everything just went down lane. Your fingers get swollen, and then you start to miss easy spares and so on and so forth. But, I wouldn't trade it in for nothing else. The experience, bowling takes me around the world. I don't think I would ever get to travel to any of these countries if it wasn't for bowling.
And Caribbean countries becoming a hotbed for basketball talent. These words coming from head women's basketball coach at Maryland Eastern Shore, Fred Batchelor, says that many Division I coaches such as himself are trying to capitalize on this burgeoning phenomenon.
We are a program that has done some traveling outside of the country. We just took a foreign tour to Costa Rica, and we're looking forward to building relationships where we can come and do something like that here in the Bahamas, as well as try to introduce that to other programs in our league. That's one of the things that I'm going to be motivated to do when I get back, is talk to my conference, talk to a lot of coaches in our league about the opportunities there are to expose our kids to the Bahamas. And there's a natural correlation in the fact that we are a historical black university, and that the history of this country is a great educational experience for the adults, but more for our students, and giving them an opportunity to have a more well-rounded experience playing basketball.
Now, what are coaches looking for exactly?
Potential. The biggest thing we're looking for is potential. Looking to see how we can find someone who may not be ready right now, but in time they will be ready. And if we're fortunate to find somebody right now, that's great. But we know that this is a process, and we're looking forward to building relationships. I think that's the biggest thing about why we're here and while I'm here, is to build relationships with people who will trust you with their kids. And that's not something that you do overnight. So we're optimistic in what we're going to be able to do going forward.
Batchelor says he plans to make his trip an annual visit.
And that's a look at sports. A quick check on weather is up next.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center. Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, the tropics has come alive. We have a tropical disturbance just off the African coast. It's about 340 miles to the east-southeast of Cape Verde Islands. Has not changed in terms of intensity over the last 3 hours. Still packing winds of 30 miles per hour, but we do expect it to intensify over the next couple of days as it makes that trek towards the west at about 10 miles per hour. And on our home front, we have another tropical wave, a very strong one near Puerto Rico. And as you can see, that's firing up some heavy showers and thunderstorms. And those showers will be spreading into southeast Bahamas, including the Turks and Caicos Island, during the course of tomorrow and the next couple of days. And by Monday, thereabout, we expect some of those showers to start impacting the northwest Bahamas. But we don't anticipate any development of the system, but it certainly will be a rain-producing system as it moves towards the west. Partly cloudy with a few showers again tonight, low temperature getting down to 78 degrees. And tomorrow we're looking at a mix of cloud and sunshine. There will be pockets of showers and thunderstorms again as that upper level trough remains in the area. High temperature 90 degrees. Extended weather forecast heading through the weekend, a couple of showers into Saturday morning, drying out in the afternoon, and then by Sunday it's going to be pretty much okay for the most part, but by Sunday night, look for some showers to start working its way into forecast as a result of that tropical wave we spoke about, and that will take us right into Monday with some showers taking place there. And there you have it, your 7-day forecast for the next 7 days, as we said already, and that also covers the weekend for you.
So things heating up in
The
more ways
tropics
than
is
one.
really heating up. We have that tropical depression. We also have a strong tropical wave, as we said, in Puerto Rico. And we are in the height of the tropical cyclone season, so we anticipate this kind of pickup in tropical development.
And sad news for Stevie Gardner, but he'll be back on the track, right?
So unfortunate. I
Yeah.
mean, he was right there, and he was
Yeah.
projected to win, and he was out front. So
Right there.
things happen.
Well, we wish him all the best. That does it for us in the Bahamas tonight. On behalf of all of us, thanks so much for looking in. Have a great night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station. This program is made possible by the sponsorship of BTC,